the face of boxing, the one and only Tyson Fury, who returns to action on April 23rd. There he is, Tyson. What's up, my man? How are you? Look at those guys.
What's up, my brother?
Tyson, I have to say, this is such a huge honor, a huge privilege. The whole crew in the back over there, they didn't believe me when I said that you were coming on. You know why? You said, media blackout, don't bother me, don't reach out to me, I'm not doing anything. Here you are a day after the press conference. How should I receive this honor? Did you make an exception for us? Is that what happened?
Very honored. I'm only doing this because I promised you one after the press conference or at the press conference, and we didn't get to do it yesterday, so I'm honoring my word as a man.
Legend. Thank you, Tyson. It means a lot to us. Appreciate it. So, when did you find out that Dillian wasn't showing up?
Dillian Whyte knickers. I found out he wasn't going to show up just the night before the show. And he didn't show up, but single-handedly, I sold out Wembley. 100,000 tickets today. Sell out, baby. Gone.
Okay, so I just
One day, single-handedly, on my own.
You did. I got word. I just read it. This was from Top Rank. 80,000 sold in the first 3 hours. You're saying now the 100,000 tickets are sold?
The full stadium has gone. Sold out.
Wow.
Gone.
How many hours?
0 tickets available.
How many hours is that?
I don't know. A few hours.
Wow.
It's all gone. It's completely sold out.
Are you surprised by this?
Hell no. You're talking to the biggest sports combat star in the world.
I'm
the most loved. I'm the best looking with the best beard.
So it's an amazing thing. In your opinion, could you tell us, like, legit, why do you think he didn't show up?
Because he's feared of the Gypsy King. And he knows I would have probably removed his teeth for him at the press conference. Listen, he can't come to a press conference with a man like me. He can't talk, for one. He has no good comebacks, for two. And he would have got his ass handed to him for free.
Do you think, just cutting through it all, do you think Eddie Hearn told him not to go?
Yes. Eddie Hearn the bitch, I'm going to call him. Eddie Hearn the bitch told him not to come, which is bad advice because in time to come, he will regret this, not turning up for the biggest British fight in history. Sold out Wembley Stadium quicker than anybody ever. We're going to break all pay-per-view records in the UK as well with this fight. That's a guarantee. And he's no part of it. He hasn't sold it. He hasn't done anything. It's all me. I'm a one-man band. I'm a one-man army.
What do you think it does pay-per-view-wise? What's your prediction?
I think it does 2 million pay-per-views in the UK.
Wow. Damn. And what about in the US?
I'm not sure what time it's going to be in the US. What time will it be?
Oh, it'll be great.
Yeah,
it'll be 5 o'clock. It'll be nice. Saturday afternoon.
5 o'clock, people are just coming home from work.
No, but it's a Saturday.
I know, you know. Yeah, it's a Saturday. Maybe 500,000. Wrong time of the day.
Nice. That's incredible. So why do you think Eddie told him not to show up yesterday?
Because Eddie don't want to do any advertising for the show because Dillian Whyte can't make another 1 cent. So it doesn't benefit him to be at these shows money-wise, but it does benefit him to be at these shows for his own legacy. It's not just about money at this level. It's about being involved in these big events, being on the world's biggest stage, the homecoming of the Gypsy King, and he gets to be a part of it. He's the lucky guy. He's getting 32 times his biggest payday. Taking back, not his biggest payday, his last payday. His last fight he had against Povetkin, he's making 32 times more than that fighting me. On the world's biggest stage, sellout crowd. He should have been involved, but he wasn't. So not the be-all and end-all of everything. I don't really care because it's not my legacy. And that's it, really. But I didn't really need him there anyway because no matter who the opponent is, they only say 2 or 3 words anyway. It's usually me who does all the talking and all the selling. And that's proof today because I sold it out single-handedly. And people ain't coming to see Dillian Whyte, Dillian Whyte knickers. They're coming to see the Gypsy King return of the Mac to the UK. And that's how we roll.
Do you have any concern that he doesn't show up on April 23rd?
No concern because he's getting too much money not to show up. And he can't make anywhere, he can't even make half of that fight in anybody else. So, and he gets a shot at the world title, which obviously everyone's been avoiding him all these years. Me and Deontay, we've been running scared of this little bitch.
Doesn't it blow your mind though? 8 million this guy's getting, 8 million for the fight, and yet it seems like he's doing it all under duress. Like he's upset about it all, that they didn't get the fight. Like it's still at the end of the day, $8 million, I believe 8.4 if he beats you, right? If he shocks the world. Does it blow your mind? Like honestly, I don't want to sound like weird here, but like I feel like he should be thanking you. I mean, 8 million.
He should be kissing my feet, massaging them with oil, but he's not. You know, he should be thanking me for this life-changing amount of money. It's generational wealth for his family if invested correctly. But he's not. He's all upset about it. So I'll give him something to be upset about, really, on the April 23rd, because you're going to see a very, very mean, determined, heavy, giant behemoth of a destroyer on April the 23rd. And I'm going to cut Dillian Whyte down like a hot knife through butter.
So at the press conference, you kind of hinted like you're reaching the end of the road. And then afterwards in the interviews, you said it rather definitively, this is your last fight. Can you clear this up for us? Is this fight on April 23rd your final fight?
This is the final countdown of the Gypsy King. Hollywood awaits.
This is your retirement fight?
This is my retirement fight. 100,000 people at Wembley. All British world title fight. Return of the Mac after 4 years back to the UK. This is it. Going out on a high. Retiring on top. 2-time world heavyweight champion. And I've made 8 defenses of the lineal championship. Never to lose a fight. To go down as only the 2nd heavyweight in history to ever retire unbeaten. Me and Rocky Marciano. Does it get any better than that? The lineal heavyweight champion of the world.
It doesn't, but why? Why would you do this? There's so much money. There's so many more fights out there for you.
I already have a lot of money.
Yeah.
This will notch me up to $150 million clear cut in the bank. Do I need any more money than that? Am I going to spend that money? I don't think so.
Right.
Am I stupid? I don't think so. Do I waste money? Hell no. I could live on 10% of that for the rest of my life. Not a problem. So to give these other guys an opportunity in taking everything that I've ever worked for to enhance my career for some more money, I don't think that's a good idea.
Now, you know what people say. In boxing, people retire, they come back. How definitive is this?
This done. This is the final countdown. Not unless, you can never say never. You know, if I'm away for 5 or 10 years,
right,
and then I know I can come back at any time and retire all the bums out there like I did before, then I'll do it if the money's right. But, you know, until that moment, I'll be just here in Morecambe Bay, getting a cold tan, freeze tan, and that's it.
So Usyk, Joshua, none of these guys, like that doesn't interest you at all?
Yeah, they're all bums. And they've done nothing. They've done nothing apart from once come up from cruiserweight and beat a bodybuilder. And the bodybuilder cost us all a ton of money. Because I was going to stiff Philly's there, stiff ass full of punches. Me! And now he's lost and he's been knocked out and he's been beaten twice. And if he fights Usyk again, he'll get beat again. But it doesn't even look like Usyk and him's going to fight anytime soon because of the conflict that's going on. And that's messed up that. So I'm quite happy that I didn't sign to fight Usyk because I wouldn't be fighting in April the 23rd. So yeah, it's all worked out really good for me. And I've got bigger fish to fry than boxing. I've got a wife, I've got 6 kids. I've got a lot of stuff that I want to achieve in my life, and I need my faculties to do that. And I need to be able to talk when I'm doing all these movies and TV shows and everything. You know how we do.
I know how you do. I know how you do, my friend. But I would be remiss if I then don't ask you the question that I think all the MMA fans want to know the answer to.
Oh, yeah.
What
don't class that as a real boxing fight.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so that one doesn't count.
No, because that's not a boxing fight. That's going to be a special fight.
Okay.
Now that will be in a cage in 4-ounce gloves.
And that's you and Francis Ngannou.
In Las Vegas at the Raiders Stadium.
You and Francis Ngannou.
Yes.
Have you been following his story with the UFC?
Yes, I hear he's in a bit of trouble and he's got a bit of beef going on with the UFC and he's sitting the season out. So
he made, I don't know if you know, he made $650,000 for his last title defense. Title defense, $650 back in January. Your guy, Dillian Whyte, $8 million. You, $32 million. Does that blow your mind when you hear those numbers, that the heavyweight champion of the UFC is making $650,000?
You know what it is? I'm appreciative for every fight purse I ever had. It hasn't always been 30 million, 20 million, 25 million, 32 million for me. That's mega money. That's unbelievable money, yeah? But I remember when I fought Vladimir Klitschko, 11 years reigning undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, and I got $1.1 million for it. So I've been there. I've boxed for $2,000 before. I boxed Steve Cunningham in a world title eliminator, Michael Buffer, top Madison Square Garden. I made $10,000. So I know what it's like to make fuck all for fights. I've been there plenty of times. So you can never look at what the next man's making. I can't look at somebody else. I can't look at Donald Trump and say, oh, that guy's making hundreds of millions. I want that. I can only make what I'm capable of making, and I've got to be happy with that. So my father always told me that £1 of my own is worth 50 of somebody else's because I worked for it. So if he's getting $650,000 that he's worked hard for, then fair play, own it. That's his money, cold hard cash in his pocket. He can't look at what somebody else is making. He can't look at what Conor McGregor's making or the Gypsy King or anybody else, Floyd Mayweather. He's got to be happy with what he's doing. And his time will come to make some good money. And I will offer him a big purse as well. Of course I will.
So he is going under the knife. He's having knee surgery March 14th, and his contract with the UFC is up at the end of this year. Is it possible, he recovers beginning of this year, the timing works out that, first quarter of 2023, we see this fight between you and him in Las Vegas, as you just said?
Very possible. Very possible. I will have retired from competitive championship boxing, and I'll be ready to do the crossover fights completely. He won't be the UFC heavyweight champion anymore. Right. I won't be the WBC heavyweight champion anymore, but I will still be the lineal heavyweight champion because they can't take that from me, because I'm the man who beat the man. Going back to John L. Sullivan, that's 1898, right. Standing right here at 6'9" from Henderson, Nevada, USA, the Gypsy King.
I love it. I love it. But you said fights there in plural, Tyson. You said, so you're looking for a few of these special fights.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see what's available. We've got Francis Ngannou. He's a big guy, big dangerous guy. Mm-hmm. And I'd love to see people going, oh, it's not a fair fight in 10-ounce gloves. And I make that be correct. It wouldn't be a fair fight in 10-ounce gloves. Because like Cormier said recently, DC, he said, Francis Ngannou is a much cruder version of Deontay Wilder. And we all know what happened there. Mm-hmm. So I think if we're doing 4-ounce gloves, then they have a bit more chance of knocking me out. But then again, I have a bit more chance of knocking them out also. So it makes for an exciting fight. And I will try to come in at my heaviest for that fight. Try to come in over 300 pounds.
Why?
Just to nail him to the canvas with one solid punch.
Okay, fair enough. And why a cage and not a ring?
It doesn't make it fair. In a boxing ring is my home. It's like fighting a shark in the Atlantic Ocean. Not fair. So I got to come out of my comfort zone and do something else what I'm not used to.
But to be clear, it would be boxing rules, right?
Yeah, it'd be stand-up punching rules.
Okay. Wow. Have there been any talks about this yet?
Not yet. I've got Dillian Whyte to deal with, and I will never overlook any opponent, even if he's had 20 fights and lost them all. I give all these opponents the respect they deserve, because every night, every time they come to fight me is their world title fight. Mm-hmm. They all want my scalp. And I am not giving it to anybody because I train hard, I dedicate, I sacrifice, I put everything in right. So that doesn't happen. So when I get through this fight, which I'm concentrating on at the moment, we will deal with whatever's going to happen next.
Is there any part of you that has to, I know you say you respect him, you don't look past him, but Dillian Whyte doesn't have the name of a Deontay Wilder, right? When you're fighting him, do you have to psych yourself up? Do you have to motivate yourself? Do you have to find challenges in the opponent? How do you get that kind of confidence and excitement and preparation and mental state for a fight when the name might not be as big as some of the recent opponents that you fought?
Yeah, I know Dillian from a long time ago, Dillian Whyte, because I know him very well. We've sparred many rounds together. I know he's a dangerous opponent. And I know if I'm not on my A game and I don't train at all, and I drink beer every day and vodka, I'll still beat the guy. I know that. Yeah. But I give these guys the respect because I know how hard boxing is. And I know they're going to bring their A game. They're going to come and try and beat me up. So I'm a dedicated man anyway. I train, eat, sleep Training camps is my daily life. I train twice a day, 5 days a week. Even when I'm not in camp, it gives me something to do. It's my mental health medicine. So I'm always training. So I live this type of life, a dedicated life anyway. So it's nothing new for me to get motivated to box in front of 100,000 people at home. There's not much motivation needed for that, surely.
Will your brother
On the money as well, $32.5 million. So if that's not going to motivate you, I don't know what is.
Will your brother Tommy be on the card?
Yeah, I'm hoping he's going to be on the card. He's trying to sort it out now with Frank Warren. And we'll see. Hopefully he's looking for an undefeated fighter to fight on the card. And then he's got to try and get it on with Jake Paul again next after this one.
No, I was going to ask you that because that seems like it could work out. He fights on this card, gets a big W, meets Jake in the summer. What do you think? You think it happens?
I think it's a great fight. Well, not a great fight. I think Tommy destroys him, but I think it's a great fight to make.
Were you impressed with Jake in December?
I was impressed with his knockout. It was a great knockout, but a lot of people have said it was a fixed knockout or whatever.
Nah, you don't believe that, right?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to make of it all.
Come on.
I'm not sure if it was a pantomime villain show.
No, Tyron wouldn't do that.
Choreographed knockout.
No.
But, who knows? We really don't know. But, it was a good knockout. Fair play to him. He can punch. That's for sure.
I have to ask, I was very sad to see the back and forth with you and Conor McGregor. I thought you guys were friends. You were always speaking very highly of each other. What happened?
Super Bowl weekend, baby.
What is that?
Super Bowl weekend. It's a time to grab attention when you need it.
What are you implying?
There's no beef between me and Conor McGregor. What beef would he have with me?
I don't know.
150-pound guy in a total different sport. How could he beef with me? It's not even a thing. But obviously, he was trying to reach for a bit of fame on Super Bowl weekend. It's called Super Bowl weekend fever. Everybody gets it. They know they can make some headlines, and who better call out than the Big Mac himself?
Okay, so on your end, there's no issues.
I've got no issues at all.
Okay.
How could I have an issue? Not possible. Not possible.
Just a couple more, and I'll let you go.
You can put on 100 pounds in weight,
right,
and come and fight me.
I'll just ask you a couple more, and I'll let you go. Thank you again for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
You're having fun?
Very much so.
I made the comparison. Remember that famous Ringo Starr video where he's like, "Don't send me any autographs as of October 20th. Peace and love. I'm not signing anything." Do you remember that famous video?
I don't remember. I'm not going to lie to you. No.
Okay.
I can imagine what you're going to say. Go on.
Your video reminded me of that. Don't bother me. I'm not responding. Leave me alone. Why did you feel the need to do that?
I'm giving this guy all the respect he needs. I'm dedicating my life. I don't need social media. I don't need to do interviews other than the press conference. And this is it. No one else will be getting this. But I did promise you this interview beforehand, and I'm a man of my word. So there we are. There's no more after this. It's all finitoed until fight week.
And you not like your phone, like you don't text anyone, you don't communicate. How does that work? How do you like legitimately block everything out?
I'll tell you how you do it. Seriously, you get a phone and you get a new number and you give it to your wife and your people who need you, like your trainer or your wife or your kids or whatever, and that's it. You put the phone in the cupboard, switch it off, and there's no more emails, no more phone calls for tickets, no more phone calls for people wanting stuff, and it's done. You just switch off from the world for a couple of months and you enjoy it. I actually enjoy that time. I enjoy the time of switching off because it gives me time to reflect on who I am, what I want, what I fight for. And it gives me a time to be me without social media or interviews. And it takes me back in time to a time before mobile phones, a time before all the social media stuff. If you go to a restaurant or go out on a date night or whatever you do, look around, everyone's on the mobile phone. Click, 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 swipe, swipe, swipe. Takes over the world.
Have you been doing this your whole career?
Only for the big fights.
Okay.
The big fights.
And you find that it helps. It works.
I find it makes me a beast. Makes me a fucking beast, man. And makes me a proper beast because I don't have any sexual intercourse 8 weeks before a fight. So I'm like a bull, strong like a bull.
8 weeks,
Nicky said, women weak in legs.
That's one of the longer ones that I've heard. Why 8 weeks?
Because it makes me strong like bull.
Okay. And that's something you've been doing your whole career as well?
Most of the big fights, yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. The fact that you'll be back home in England makes me think that you are going to do something big for the walkout. The presentation is going to be big. Do you have it planned out already? Have you thought about what you're going to walk out to, the song, everything?
The production's going to be massive for this show. It's a big show, big heavyweight, big event, Wembley Stadium. It's going to be big. Expect something exotic, something ecstatic, exciting, all of the above.
When you leave, when you say you're going to retire, and by the way, am I insulting you if I say there's a part of me that feels like you'll be drawn back because there's just too much money out there? Is that insulting to say that it's just going to be too hard for you to walk away?
Money is not an entertaining thing for me, to be fair.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know a lot of people would live and die for money, extra few dollars. But a few bucks to me is just a 0 on an account card. Doesn't really. Money don't make a man. And I know that. And I know people who's got plenty of money. And not one of them's happy. And they're always chasing. And no matter how much money they have, these sports stars, they always go broke at the end of it anyway. So in 10 years, 15 years from now, I want to do an interview with you. And I want to tell you how much money I've got left out of my boxing career. And I want you to look around and see all the guys that were boxing in my era. And I want to see how much money they've got left. Even the ones who made a lot more than me. I want to see how much they've got left in 10 to 15 years. Because if a man's got 400 million, but has big spending habits, a man who's got 50,000 can hold on to it longer than the other man if he invests it right. So all the money in the world's no good to you if you're a thick piece of shit and you've got no brains. Or a small amount of money could last you a long time if invested correctly. And I like to think of myself as somebody who invests their money quite correctly.
Did you learn this?
In fast cars and even faster women.
Shout out to Paris. Did you learn this from like watching the Mike Tysons of the world blow through their money? Did you tell yourself, I'm not going to be that guy?
Do you know what it is? You can never say never because you never know what's around the corner. A lot of these guys didn't just spend it on good times and luxury items. They lost it in court battles. They lost it in suing cases. They lost it in stuff like that. So, yeah, that's how they lose all these big amounts of money. So I'm determined to just stay sensible, stay on the straight and narrow, stay off the drugs, stay off the alcohol, and everything's going to be all right. Don't worry
about a thing. Cause every little thing
gonna be all right.
I used to sing that. I used to sing that to my son, my firstborn, to put him to sleep. Yeah. I love that song. 3 Little Birds, my favorite song. I'm happy that you just sang that. It really warmed my heart.
There you go. I've serenaded you now.
You have. I appreciate. Would you have ever believed 20 years ago, 32 million for a fight, these kinds of numbers, or has this exceeded your own expectations?
You know, I'm very thankful, very blessed, and I would never thought of it all them years ago. And I'm open to make a double that on the pay-per-view. That's just being honest. Because all that money in one fight, 50 mil in one night.
Wow.
I'm hoping to beat that.
Wow. That is amazing.
And listen, there's plenty of men who made more money than me. But like I say, come back in 10 years and we'll talk about it again. And even if I haven't got nothing in 10 years, I'll still be the same old G, Tyson Fury.
I love all these references are great. Wrestling, will you go to wrestling when you're done? Pro wrestling, WWE?
Yes, I love to go back to WWE. I'm going to call Vince up and Nick Khan, and I'm going to get the fights on.
I love it. And in conclusion, I know you spoke about this a little bit yesterday, but you know the Klitschko's very well, and I know Usyk is kind of in your orbit. To see what they
actually don't know them very well.
You don't?
They hate me.
They hate
I haunt their dreams.
Oh, right. That's true.
Of course they do. I ended his 11-year reign. I called him everything from pig to a bull's foot. I couldn't think of anything else I could have called the man. He hates me and I don't like him.
Okay, fair enough. I was just curious.
What he's doing for his country, he should be doing. I have 2 laws. Love your woman and fight for your country. And that's it. We all should be fighting for our countries. If the war comes to our countries, guess what? Get out your Uzis and your AKs and fucking get at them. Lay some bitches down.
Well said, Tyson. April 23rd, you just announced 100,000 tickets sold. If I want to buy tickets right now, I cannot buy tickets. They are gone.
All gone. The only tickets you'll be able to buy is after sales. So I got told today that $150 ticket is selling at 1,000.
Golly, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, so they're after sales. The tickets that's available today, now, are aftermarket sales.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. But Frank Warren did tell me he's going to the council, the London council, the mayor of London, to see if he can open the arena up for another 3,000 to 5,000 people to break all records ever in the UK ever.
Wow, that would be. Oh, you know what? On Monday, I went on a whole long rant about open scoring because of this Catterall-Taylor fight, and it was a total robbery. And I really do believe that we should have open scoring, that you guys deserve to know where you stand. If you're about to get screwed over, you should know that you're about to get screwed over so that maybe you could try
Exactly. That is a very fair comment.
Do you agree with me? Would you like to see open scoring?
If he knew he was going to get screwed over in the last round and he was 9 rounds down, he could have went to the referee and kicked him straight in the bollocks, couldn't he?
Do you agree with open scoring? Would you like to see open scoring?
I'd love to see open scoring because then it doesn't give you the opportunity to rob a guy, does it?
Right.
Do you know for this fight there will not be one British judge in sight?
Really?
None.
Wow.
None. Not after the decision they did last weekend. Terrible.
Wait, is that your call?
My call and Frank Warren's call. There will be not one British judge available. Sorry, but I just don't trust them with my career.
It's horrible.
She wrote.
Did you watch that fight?
Yeah, I watched the fight, yeah.
It was disgusting. I couldn't believe it. And you know what the saddest part was? You could see it coming a mile away. They're in Scotland. You just know that the guy's about to get screwed. Sad.
But it's not the first time it's happened, and it certainly won't be the last time it happens. We know that. Something has to be done about this scoring situation. I think open scoring will be good, but even open scoring will not stop it. Right. Not at all. Because how they see one guy winning, totally winning when it went the opposite way, I will never know. So something needs to be done, maybe a different judging system or whatever. I'm not sure. All the time that someone's career and life is in the hands of somebody else, there's always an opportunity for skullduggery to go on. But then again, I could say that when I jump on a plane, couldn't I? Because I'm putting my life in somebody else's hands. So that you put your life in someone else's hands all the time. In most things we do on a day-to-day basis. So I'm not really sure on how, but something needs to be done. Have a good think about it. I know you're a genius, little whiz kid.
Thank you.
So you can think about it and let me know when you do. And I'll be the big voice with the big balls to say it.
We'll team up. Prediction, April 23rd?
I'm knocking this bitch out.
Tyson, I appreciate this very much. BT Sport box office in the UK, pay-per-view here in America, massive, April 23rd, Dillian Whyte, Tyson Fury, 100,000 plus potentially at Wembley Stadium. What a scene.
Get up there, my boy. Ain't no divvies round here, boss. Get up.
Thank you, Tyson. Really appreciate you doing this and enjoy the blackout.
God bless everybody. Peace out.
There he is, the one and only, the Gypsy King. How about that? They said he had a media blackout. They didn't believe he'd showed up. They all doubted. How about that? That was tremendous. It's really hot in here, by the way.